we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you a special presentation of
Two Nerds, a Podcast. Your home for everything movies, music, video games, and everything in between. With your hosts, Bunny the Bruiser, and Dynamite, Jarrod.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Two Nerds, a Podcast. We are two nerds. This is a podcast, the first spooky edition of the show of the year. I am your host,
Dynamite Jarrod. Howdy, y'all.
He's still doing his catchphrase there. Howdy, y'all, to everyone. Happy Cocktober to everyone. It's our favorite time of the year here.
Happy Cocktober, yes.
I was just telling Jarrod, because I was giggling a little bit, and I said I'll reveal what I'm giggling on the show. So we got a comment on one of our podcasts from about a month ago from one of your boys, one of your dear personal friends, Daniel Lacey. Says, very attractive voices. I have no pants on while listening to this. I believe I'm in love. And well, to Dan Lacey, I must say, you've got a hell of a month coming up.
It is Cocktober, where we will be talking about scary movies and cocks all month long. Our favorite month of the year, because those are two favorite things. Horror movies and cocks.
Yes.
I just only wish that there were more cocks in horror movies.
I know. I mean, we can only pray. And just for the corporate sponsors out there, yes, we are talking about roosters. Just to throw that out there.
Just to appease the sponsors. And you know, when we do our little polls at the end of each episode, we're actually talking about like rooster versions of the males that we're speaking of.
Of course, yeah. Obviously, yeah. It's all about poultry this month.
Yes.
Just so you guys know. So yeah, what's going on, Kat? I've been waiting to talk about this on the show for a little bit because it actually happened a few months ago. But we went to a horror-themed garage sale, and you picked up some of the most incredible things of all time that I've ever seen. So if you guys are listening to the video version of this, I'm going to splice in some of these things for you guys. But tell me about Loomis, man.
So Trick or Treat Studios released these kind of like vintage Halloween decorations, like vintage style Halloween decorations themed around horror movies. And so I picked up the sets for my favorite horror franchise of all time, my favorite horror movie of all time, Halloween, and then not my favorite horror movie of all time, but part of my favorite franchise, Halloween 4. And in the Halloween 4 one, as you can see on your screen right now, I'm hoping, is this incredible Dr. Loomis screaming. I'm not even really sure what scene this is from the movie. I'm going to assume, near the end, probably, where he's screaming no.
Yeah.
No! It's great. It's my favorite one out of both.
Yeah, because the Halloween one, the first one, it came with like 6, I want to say, and then the Halloween 4 had, 4? It was like a 4-pack or 5-pack.
Yeah, it was a 4-pack, but there were some goodies in there. The Halloween 4 one overall, I think, might have had the better set.
I don't know. I mean, the first one had some hard ones in it. I actually have it right here. Hold on. So what? The Halloween 4 one had a couple good Michael ones, because you got I only got the regular Halloween one.
Yeah.
So it has the house one that you hate.
I don't like that one.
See, I don't really mind it too much, just because it's like, it could be anything, but then you see Michael in the window. Like, it's sort of like the classic Betzel cut, so it's definitely the weakest out of the bunch, but it's not the worst, I don't think. No, I mean, it's not the best, but it's one of the weakest. So what else? We got fucking just the pumpkin here.
Yeah, I mean, that's classic.
Classic.
But that could also just be anything to like the casual eye.
Yeah. Same with this one, just the ghost. So we got like Michael Myers as the ghost. So that's
Yeah, and I mean, there's the references with the glasses and the pumpkin and the kitchen knife. But to the casual eye, like Maisie didn't recognize it. She was like, "Why is this ghost in there?" And
Yeah.
well,
that's Michael Myers in the sheet.
You need to rewatch the movie.
Yeah. Then we got Michael coming out of the pumpkin. These are where they're getting fucking hard.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Yeah, that's
that
a good one.
Good.
And then just classic Michael. Good one.
That's like probably one of my favorites from my favorite's the next one out of this set.
So then we got the full size Michael here that like folds out. So
yeah,
full body there. So what the Halloween 4 one had Loomis.
I just think that it was stronger overall, and I like the like kind of distinct, even though it's like one of my least favorite masks and looks in the entire series. I like the way that the distinct look is of the Halloween 4 like mask is like represented in that. Like I love the shot, and it's a memorable shot too. In Halloween 4, probably one of the best shots in the movie, because it sticks with me so much. Is the dream sequence that Jamie has, where
he like
she gets out of bed, and then he grabs her feet, and then when he stands up from under the bed and the lightning strikes, and there's a Halloween decoration in that one that is kind of like an adaptation of that shot, and it's got kind of like a little smoke of it, but it's kind of a drawing of Michael in that position, and I just like cool. It's cool because it represents that movie, which is not like. Halloween 4 is not the usual movie that gets representation out of the franchise. You know what I mean? So it's cool to have that. The Loomis one is just so unique, and like you don't expect it to be in there. So like that's great. And then probably my favorite one is this one that kind of has like a spooky like here. I don't know how to describe it. Whoa, there goes my camera. All right. This it's kind of like a spooky landscape and like the horizon, I guess, like in the background is just like this is like Michael's head. Yeah. There's like a tree, a ghost.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now on my
like
phone,
a little like Halloween decoration hanging from it, and like the mailbox with the skull. There's the moon, and like there's a house in the distance.
Yeah.
I don't know what house that is. I can't tell if it's representative of anything in Halloween 4, but I love this one. That's like my favorite one is Loomis, but like out of like the Michael Myers ones, like that's just really fucking cool.
Yeah, and then you have the Jamie Lloyd one at the end when she's in the
that's
clown.
above my garbage can. That's probably it's probably my least favorite of the Halloween 4 ones, but still really strong, and I still like it a lot more than the house the house one.
Did you even put the house one up?
No, I gave it to Maisie, and I think she's giving it to her stepdad.
Oh
yeah.
So it's world traveled. But overall, I thought that the garage sale thing was fun. I was hoping they'd have more like garage sale type things. Like it was a lot of vendors, but I was hoping there were more people just like selling like figures, like old school stuff and like VHS and stuff. But there wasn't really too much of that.
No, there was a couple tapes there, but they were terrible. They were no good.
Yeah.
I think we got out of there with like some of the best stuff they had there.
Yeah, because you got the air freshener as well.
Yeah, I mean that's a cool little thing. And what's cool about that is that I think I got the Halloween 5 air freshener. So that's another like distinctive mask that was made. So I got Halloween 1, 4, and 5 represented there. I didn't really the Halloween H2O mask air freshener looked terrible. Like, it was the worst one of the lot. And then the Halloween, oh God,
Resurrection.
the Halloween Resurrection and the Halloween 6 one, those just kind of looked good, but they looked too close to the classic mask, and I liked the look of the distinct Halloween 5 mask.
Yeah.
Even though, again, it's one of my least favorite masks in the series, I just like the representation.
Yeah.
And I like how well it was represented there.
Right. There was a brain mask there, wasn't there? Like a mask of the brain at the...
Yeah, it looked like it. Maybe we're wrong about it, but goddamn, it sure as fuck looked like it.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a fun time, and then we spent way too much money on sushi after that, but... Yeah.
It was good sushi, though.
Yeah, it was good sushi.
It was a good experience.
Yeah.
I have to take my car to the shop tomorrow, and it makes me, whenever stuff like that happens, it makes me regret spending too much on sushi.
The Godzilla bomb, bro.
That was good, though.
It was
good. I mean, it was really good, and like talking about it now is making me hungry, so... I got the Subway sitting over here. Let's wrap this podcast up. Let's get through this fucking thing.
Yeah. So you actually came up with the topic for this week, man. You seemed pretty excited about it. What are we talking about this week?
So this week, we're going to talk about all the horror movies that we should be watching this year, but due to the pandemic, maybe not all the horror movies that we should be watching. I don't know if some of these were slated for next year already, but I already know that a couple of these were supposed to come out this year and have been pushed back to next year so that they can get more profit out of the theaters. And we're talking about, some of the horror movies that were supposed to come out this year or next year.
Yeah.
Horror movies that are coming out next year when the world is hopefully back to normal. What we're going to be watching next year in theaters and talking about on this podcast then.
Yeah.
This will be our little preview episode for next year.
For next year, yeah.
It's gonna be a year-long build to some of these movies, like John Cena versus The Rock.
Yeah. So a lot of actually all of these except for one of them on my list that I got here, they're all remakes or reboots or sequels of some sort. Except for one. They don't care
about anything else.
Yeah, they don't. No one cares. So yeah, I guess we can just dive into some of these here.
Wait, you have one that's not?
Yeah, I told you. I mean, I don't have much information about it, but I guess we can bring it up since everything else is a remake or a sequel.
Right, yeah, let's get this one out of the way.
But Edgar Wright...
Is there a trailer for it?
There's not a trailer for it. There's nothing for it. As of now that I could see. It's called Last Night in Soho. It's by Edgar Wright. I actually think this was supposed to be a 2021 movie. It wasn't one that was delayed, so there wasn't much information about it that I could find at the time of recording this. But yeah, Edgar Wright's cool. I mean, he did Shaun of the Dead and a couple other films, mostly a comedy guy. But as we'll see with some of these other films, the comedy guys are making all the horror films now, so it is what it is.
Yeah, well, I'm not really a big fan of Shaun of the Dead. I don't know if you know that. I know it seems like blasphemy, but
I mean, it's alright. I mean, it's one that I've seen way too many times, so I just have, like, no desire to ever watch it again.
Why have you watched it so much?
I don't know. I wasn't really a huge fan. It was just something that was, like, always on at my house in college when, like, with the people I live with, like, they would watch it all the time. And it just seems like this...
Okay, yeah, play it off on the roommates. This is Buddy's #1 movie of all time.
Yeah, of all time. All time. But, like, for real,
it's at least your #1 horror comedy.
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah, because, you know, Evil Dead 2 doesn't exist or anything, but yeah, with Edgar Wright movies, I don't know if you've experienced this as well, but every time I watch an Edgar Wright movie and, like, rewatch it, after you rewatch it, it gets worse and worse. Like, they never age well to me, I don't think. Like, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, like, I'd rather die than watch that again.
How many times have you watched it?
probably like 4 or 5 times throughout the year.
So, about on that, you got about like 4 or 5 safe times to watch it.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's like you'd rather eat a shotgun.
Yeah. Well, cause
not even shoot yourself, but literally just swallow a shotgun whole.
Yeah, the whole thing, yeah. But yeah, so that's the only one out of these that was not.
Did he also do like Hot Fuzz and stuff like that?
Yeah, he did the Cornetto trilogy, as it's called. So it was like Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and then World's End is the other one.
I see.
Yeah, but yeah, as far as I know, that's not based off of anything. It very well could be. So all of these could be remakes or whatever. But yeah.
Anything about the premise?
I didn't really look too much into it. I mainly looked on the ones that you sent me. And then when I was done with that, I was like, oh, well, what else is coming out? And I just did a quick list of it.
Nice.
So I didn't really look too much into it. Because we got a stacked show, I'm assuming, with some of these other ones. So,
hopefully.
Did you want to just keep riding on the Halloween train? Or do you want to save that for a little later?
I want to talk about Ghostbusters before we forget to talk about it.
I'm not going to forget to talk about it, Kat, because I told you it ties in. But we can start with that and then move into Halloween because that's how it ties in.
Okay.
So what do you have to say about Ghostbusters? Did you just watch the trailer? I watched it earlier this morning.
I mean, the trailer looks good. I'm not like a huge Ghostbusters nerd, but what I do think is kind of cool and funny is that Finn Wolfhard is like the main character or one of the main characters in this movie. And as we know, he's from Stranger Things. And in the second season of that show, he cosplays for Halloween as a Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
So, like, as I'm watching the trailer, I'm thinking, like, isn't this kind of like,
it's very meta.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's like, I don't know if it's a nice coincidence or if, the director of this movie watched Stranger Things and like loved the way he looked in the Ghostbusters suit and was like, we must have him, or if it's just a case of like he was in Stranger Things, so this kind of supernatural like setting is something that he thrives in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll tell you what, I mean, that kid's like the real deal. I mean, like, he's been in some of the most mainstream, like, big budget stuff around. I mean, he was in It Chapter 1 and 2, he was in Stranger Things, and now he's in this, so I have a feeling he's going to be sticking around for a while. He's not going to be like one of those child stars that, like, falls off the map or whatever.
Is that even really that common anymore?
What?
For child stars to fall off the map? I feel like the child stars of today have a little bit more control than of yesteryear.
I mean, besides Millie Bobby Brown, what other of the Stranger Kid things have done anything significant?
I see them in things, but I mean, are they really the focus of that show? Like, I see all the Stranger Kids things and stuff, and I can't really recall anything right now. I think one of them was in Good Boys or whatever, or
I don't know. I didn't.
Is it called Good Boys? That makes me think of Good Old Boys, but
yeah.
But
no, I didn't. I know the one you're talking about, like the Seth Rogen movie that like stars the kids and stuff. But yeah, I didn't see it, so I don't know if anyone was in it. But
let's see here, Good Boys, American film. No, I'm wrong. Even still, I do see those kids in movies and TV shows or commercials. Like, I see them around, maybe not as like huge big time actors, but they don't also, like, none of these child actors really come across to me as kids that are going to end up like freaking Leonardo DiCaprio did, or like Leo, he's back in the good graces now, but all right, he's a bad example though, even though he did have his problems.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying they're going to be like fucked up when they grow up. I'm just saying that, like, I have a feeling you're going to see Finn Wolfhard in like movies consistently and stuff, instead of someone that's just like in a couple movies and then they move on from acting.
Oh, he's already a star.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah, like, he's already a star. It just, the big thing is maintaining that into adulthood.
Yeah.
That's hard for some child actors, or at least it has been in the past.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even as recently we've seen, like, Miley Cyrus, you know what I mean? Like, she kind of went through some stuff, and I think she's back to making music now that, is being received kind of well. But for a minute, she was kind of a joke. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I hope that all these kids do good. Speaking of Stranger Things, didn't they release that damn trailer for Stranger Things 4? A little while ago?
Yeah.
It was like a teaser, and it basically showed that freaking Hopper was definitely still alive.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I think it exists. Yeah, I haven't seen it though. But yeah, what did you? Go ahead.
I mean, just to go off on that for a second, because I have no idea when that's going to come out. I'm going to assume around Halloween time next year or summer next year. But what a way to fucking blow your load right in the teaser trailer, man.
Oh,
like, you end season 3 on this, like, kind of note, like, okay, Hopper's gone. And we all know he's going to come back. But at the same time, do I really want it to be, like,
spoiled in the teaser?
In the fucking teaser trailer? No, I want it to be, like, halfway through season 4, an episode ends with Hopper walking out of the shadows onto the screen with, like, a fucking one-liner, and then it goes to the credits.
Yeah.
Whoa, that would be hard.
Yeah.
Even if it was at the end of season 1, episode 1, I think it'd be too soon.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's sidebarring. Ghostbusters trailer looks good. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan, but it looks interesting.
Yeah.
It looks a lot less comedic than its predecessors.
Right. Yeah, I think the trailer looks good as well. I've seen it a few times. Most recently today, but I saw it when it first came out, like, in theaters back when theaters were a thing. So yeah, I think it looks good. I mean, like you, I wasn't the hugest Ghostbusters fan, but Ghostbusters was definitely, like, an influence on me.
Is huge just a word?
Is what?
Is huge just a word?
Did I say hugest?
Yeah.
In reference to what? I can't remember what I said.
The hugest Ghostbusters fan.
Oh, yeah. I'm not the biggest Ghostbusters fan, if you will, but it was an influence on me at an early age. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably see it. I don't know. I don't really care too much about it, but we'll see. So,
I just wanted to get in that Stranger Things reference before I forgot about it.
So, another thing about the Ghostbusters trailer, your boy's in it. Paul
Rudd?
Yeah, your boy.
He has a really bad part in that trailer.
He's like the science teacher or something.
No, not like his role in the movie. Paul Rudd's obviously a great actor, and he's been around the block for a while and knows what he's doing. But there's a part in the trailer where he's holding, like, the ghost trap or whatever.
He's like, whoa.
And then it lights up or whatever, and he's like, whoa, and he drops it, and just, like, I don't know, I have to, like, watch it again, but his reaction was so fucking bad. And I was like, Paul Rudd, what the fuck, dude? Like, what are you doing? I expect more from this guy.
Yeah.
So, he's a pro.
Well, I'll tell you what, it must be a pretty good role, because he chose to appear in Ghostbusters Afterlife above appearing in Halloween Kills, because he was offered to reprise his role as Tommy Doyle, and he was like, nah. Because they were shooting at the same time.
He probably has PTSD from being in Halloween 6 and shooting 2 different fucking cuts of the movie, and both of them being pretty much regarded as absolute garbage.
Yeah.
I like Halloween 6. I've been on the record saying that a bunch of times. I think that it's very underrated.
Yeah, we've talked about it on the show before. Miles has also come to its defense. As people who are watching this on YouTube will see in an episode coming out in a couple weeks, he's a big fan of Halloween 6. So
Here's the thing with Halloween 6, before we get into Halloween Kills. Halloween 6, you kind of just have to turn your brain off and just kind of watch it for fun. Because if you really sit there and think about like the continuity of the story, which by the way, and maybe the reason why I have such an easy time turning my brain off to this is that the whole Thorn cult continuity storyline that was playing up in Halloween 4 through 6 was garbage anyways. Like, the idea that Michael Myers is in a cult is stupid. Like, he's much better off as the killer with no rhyme or reason and nobody knows why he's doing anything. And like, that's the best Michael Myers right there. And even when I came to the defense of Halloween 2 a bunch of times on here before too. Even when they introduced in Halloween 2, Laurie is his sister. I mean, like, that was okay.
Yeah, I didn't mind that.
It's kind of like widely accepted as canon.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like, I think that people maybe at the time had a problem with it, but like over time that became like the least offensive.
It was just part of the lore. Like my whole life, it was always a thing. So I mean, I don't know what the reaction was at the time. But. Right.
I think that as time went on, that was probably like the least offensive part of the lore that they added.
Yeah.
Halloween 6 theatrical cut is way, way better than the producer's cut, and if anyone tries to tell you differently, they're high on something, dude, because that producer's cut is bad. That movie is bad.
I'll tell you what, when we reach, I don't know, what's a good dollar amount when we do our Patreon? When we raise $100, we'll do our live watch along of the producer's cut of Halloween 6.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, so should be interesting. So Halloween Kills, we were obviously both very bummed that this was delayed, because ideally we'd be reviewing it this year on the show.
I need it, man. I need it bad.
Yeah, because both of us, I haven't rewatched 2018's film. Maybe that would be a good episode of the show. We do a re-review of the film. But I mean, I thought the 2018 film was great.
It was awesome. It was great. That was, I can't remember. I think I said that it was my third favorite Halloween movie of all time, which is crazy because I have such modern bias. I'm so biased against modern movies and modern sequels or remakes and everything. They just don't capture the spirit of old movies the way that I want them to. And I just hate the way modern movies look and feel most of the time. So when that movie came out and it was just as good as it was, for it to be number 3 on my list, that's fucking crazy, man. Yeah. That movie's really good. And that's my favorite franchise ever.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I mean, at the time, we were all dumbfounded. Well, the two of us were, because the reaction online was Halloween 2018 sucks. And now, 2 years later, I still don't understand why people hated it so much.
Why? Was that the reaction?
Yeah, we talked about that for like 3 episodes straight, that everyone was saying how fucking trash it was.
Who said that?
The internet at the time.
I'm dumbfounded again. I don't remember this.
The internet.
I do remember feeling the need to come to its defense. Who said?
Just the internet, man.
Didn't it get good reviews though?
Critically, but the fans hated it, and we went on several rants about it. I think even Jack was on the podcast at one point. Jumpin' Jack was on an episode, and we were talking about how we couldn't understand the reactions to Halloween 2018.
So it's got 79% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is like fucking masterpiece for a horror movie.
Yeah.
I think I remember Miles like saying something, like saying that he liked it, but at the same time saying some bad things about it. Like, and I just like, man, when I got out of that movie theater, I was so satisfied with that movie.
Yeah.
It was just everything that I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And I don't understand as a Halloween fan, as a fan of that franchise, how you could want anything other than that.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to
movie.
I'm gonna have to go back.
That was a fucking Halloween.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to those old episodes and see what exactly people hated about it.
If I recall correctly, I think that they didn't like how like cliche that it was, I guess, but at the same time, these are the same fucking people that go see the same cliche ghost movie that comes out every fucking year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's like their horror movie now. You know, Conjuring 3 is a movie that we're going to talk about later in this episode. And it's a hugely fucking popular franchise. You know, you got the spin-offs, Annabelle. I think there's another spin-off too. I can't
there's
remember.
like Annabelle, The Nun, La Llorona, and a couple others. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, man, just seeing the trailers for those movies. Like when I saw the trailer for The Curse of La Llorona,
garbage.
I was like, this looks fucking like I've seen this movie 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I've seen this movie so many times, and me personally, I've never thought it was good.
Yeah. Have you heard anything about, it was like Annabelle Creation was the latest Annabelle one, and the movie was literally just an excuse to have another Annabelle movie? Like the whole plot, I didn't watch it, but the whole plot of the movie is basically someone is house sitting for the Laurens or whatever, like the house where Annabelle's like locked up, and Annabelle just goes like ape shit, and then at the end it's back. So like the whole movie's entirely pointless, but it's just an excuse for Annabelle to like run around and do shit. Like there's no point to the movie even existing.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. I honestly haven't seen any of the Conjuring movies or any of the spin-offs. So, I mean, I have Conjuring on Blu-ray, so maybe one day I'll have to watch it. But, I don't know. It just seems to me like Conjuring, and it has a lot of the same actors, too, as Insidious.
Yeah, it does.
And it just seems like the same exact fucking movie. Like, with different fucking ghosts, basically.
Yeah.
Different spirits.
I just want to correct myself for 1 second. Annabelle Creation is actually a good one. That's the one that's like the prequel to all the Annabelle stuff. The one I was talking about was Annabelle Comes Home. Is the one.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
Okay, well, you could be forgiven for mistaking
Yes.
that. How many Annabelle movies are there now?
There's 3. There's just Annabelle and then those 2.
They got to the third fucking Annabelle movie before they got to the third Conjuring movie.
Yes.
That tells you something right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, listen, man, if you like slasher movies, I'll just say it again. I know I probably went off about this on the podcast before. If you like slasher movies, if you like Halloween, and you like Michael Myers and all that shit, Halloween 2018 is the movie for you. Like, that movie was made by Halloween fans for Halloween fans. And I am like one of the biggest Halloween fans. So when I walked out of the theater, I was just totally I was like fucking having good sex. Like, I was just like, I was like, yes. Like, dude, like nothing about that movie that I recall fucking pissed me off or made me mad in any way.
Yeah.
And I was tentative going in, you know, hearing that, you know, Laurie Strode was being retconned, no longer fucking Michael Myers' sister and everything. And then coming out of it, man, I was like, dude, I don't give a fuck, man.
Yeah.
That movie was great. Who cares? Like, if anything, that was a good move to make her not his sister anymore, because then it was back to basics, back to fucking Michael Myers. Just like, what the fuck is he doing? Nobody knows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I am in agreement with you that it's probably I put it as my third best as well, behind the original two, obviously, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I'm really excited for Halloween Kills.
Let's talk about the trailer. The trailer made me laugh. I was literally crying.
Here's my thing with this teaser trailer here. And I talked to Miles about it, but he hadn't seen it yet, so I didn't want to ruin it for him, because he was like, oh, well, don't tell me about a 30-second trailer. And I was like, cat,
dumbass.
But whatever. But basically, so Laurie's in the back of the truck with her niece, I mean, not her niece, her granddaughter and her daughter, like we see at the end of the movie, and the fire department comes bowling down the street, and she's like, no! Don't turn right, or like whatever it is to like go to the house.
She says, let it burn.
Let it burn.
She says, no, don't. Let it burn. Let it burn.
Here's my biggest problem with this. Laurie Strode's been planning her whole life for this. She knows she's going to burn down the house, all this shit. She didn't think about the fire department coming to foil the whole plan here.
Maybe she just... I mean, she did live in the fucking buttfuck, like country-ass region of the entire area. You know what I mean? So maybe she just thought that she was remote enough that it wouldn't, no
one would see it.
Nobody would see it, but apparently that did not happen. Someone probably drove by and saw the house ablaze and fucking called the fire department.
Did the cops live, or did both those cops die?
In 2018, I don't really remember.
Because it could have been the cops that escaped, but I can't remember if they both died. I don't know.
It was, I don't know. I thought that the trailer was, like, I just started laughing because, like, she's like, no! What's kind of cool, though, I like the play on the first movie at the end of 2018. When it shows like all over the place, like at the end of the first movie. I can't remember if you can even hear the breathing at the end of 2018 or not. I don't remember. I need to rewatch it. But it shows like, all the different parts around the house. I think maybe even shows like parts of the town where there were some murder scenes and stuff. And then it shows in the basement on fire, and you don't see any.
You don't see them, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, even if the fire department shows up, I'm fully expecting the fire department to show up, turn out the fire in this movie.
And he's not even there. They can't find the body.
Or he's going to fucking kill a firefighter. Like, he's going to fucking stab out a firefighter. I don't know, man. How do you fucking hate Halloween 2018? I don't get it. Do you not like gore? Do you not like slasher movies? Like, this pisses me off so much. I remember Miles saying that he didn't like the kid, which, by the way, was one of like the most entertaining parts of the whole movie.
Oh, well, yeah.
He didn't like the kid because adding humor to it, like as if any of the Halloween movies didn't have humor in them.
Yeah. The kid that she was babysitting or whatever.
Yeah. Stop it. Yeah. Stop. Every single Halloween movie has some sort of humor in it, like every single one. Even going back to the first one, where the comedy hasn't really aged that well. It's mostly just what's her face saying totally.
Yeah.
Like,
well, there's like the one line where like they're walking and you just kind of hear it in the background, and she's like, "Oh, who studies with books? I don't even need books. Who reads books anymore?" And she's just like talking. I'm just like, "Cat." It's the corniest dialogue ever.
Yeah, I mean, like every Halloween movie in history has had some type of humor in it. So, I mean, to add that kid in there, some comic relief was. It was fine by me.
I thought it was funny, man. Like, if it would have been one thing if, like, it wasn't funny and it, like, sucked. But no, it was good, so.
Yeah.
But,
If you want your fucking humorless, fucking boring, fucking horror movie, you can continue watching Curse of La Llorona.
Yeah. Just put it on repeat. So someone who... typically he's pretty aloof and doesn't really have high praise for things, a real chill guy. your boy John Carpenter himself, someone who doesn't really give a shit about most things. Have you heard his comments about Halloween Kills?
No.
Would you like to know what he says?
What did he say?
He praises it as the quintessential slasher film. And it was actually in articles at the time of this recording. It was released yesterday in a press release that he said it was the quintessential slasher film. And it was a slasher movie times 100. So to me, that means there's probably going to be a massive body count in this.
The name of the movie is literally Halloween fucking Kills.
Yeah.
When Miles first sent me like the titles for the Halloween sequels, and I saw Halloween Kills, I said, "Holy shit, hard, hard."
Yeah. Yeah, but he goes on to say it's brutal. It's so intense. Oh my god! It even stuns me how incredible it is. From the man himself, the GOAT. So.
Listen, man, I'm looking forward to Halloween Kills. I don't see how they could fuck this up.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't see how it could get fucked up. I mean, unless they literally just like fucking have Michael Myers unmask and talk like they did in
the last
Rob
Halloween
Zombie's
2.
Age 2.
Yeah. But I don't know. They put the official release date is October. Sorry about that. October 15th, 2021. One thing that I did know...
Is John Carpenter already paid for this?
I would imagine.
So he has no incentive to
make it
to
big box office. I mean, I'm sure he's still getting royalties and stuff, but I mean, he is paid as a consultant, and he's still doing the soundtrack. The soundtrack was done, obviously. I mean, the whole movie was done, but
yeah.
What else about it? Oh, one thing that I noticed when I was doing the research for this, and this will come along with a rewatch of Halloween 2018. Did you notice that the pumpkin at the beginning of the film is Michael's silhouette? I didn't notice that shit.
No.
Yeah, like the pumpkin's eye is Michael's head, and then the nose and mouth make it look like the outline of a knife in his body. In Halloween 2018.
I need to see this.
Yeah. It's only at like a certain time, like before it zooms out too much when you only see one eye. And again, if you're watching the video version, I'll put it up for you to see.
All right, wait. So what am I? I'm just looking at pictures.
So look up the title card, and you're looking at the eye on the right side, and the nose looks like a knife that like with the staff coming down. But like that eye is meant to look like the Michael Myers mask and profile. Allegedly, I saw this on the internet, but.
I don't see anything.
Do you see this right here? Or is it mirror?
Yeah.
So that the eye is his face, and then the nose thing is supposed to be the knife, like that. It's a stretch.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that. It just looks like the pumpkin from the original to me.
All right, man. Yeah. Anything else you want to say about Halloween Kills?
I want it now.
I want it now too. And Tommy Doyle is going to be played by the guy from The Breakfast Club, Anthony Michael Hall or whatever. So he's going to be Tommy Doyle now.
Okay.
So whatever.
I like The Breakfast Club.
Yeah, so that's fine. One of the films that you didn't even realize was going to be it was a remake side story kind of scenario was Spiral, which is Spiral the Book of Saw is like the full title.
Yeah.
Did you watch the teaser for this one?
I watched, it was like a
full
full-ass trailer.
Yeah, it was a full trailer, yeah. So Chris Rock, as I alluded to earlier in the show, the comedy guys are doing all the horror now, so, yeah. Do you have any thoughts about this one? I mean, I think this one looks okay. I mean, I'm not the biggest Saw film franchise fan out there, But I think some of them are okay.
I used to be sold on that Saw franchise, man. The first few movies, well, the first two, like the second one came out and solidified it for me. I was like, whoa, this series is great. And then the Saw 3 came out, and I was like, what's happening? And then Saw 4 came out, and I'm pretty sure that I've talked about this on the podcast before, but I think in Saw 4, it was kind of like SummerSlam, where like you'll never see it coming, or whatever. Like the twist, you'll never see the twist coming. They're hyping up the twist at the end of the movie so much, and then the twist at the end of the movie was just an absolute dud.
Yeah.
So, I like the first two Saw movies, and then near the end of the series, it started to get like okay again. Like Saw 3, 4, and 5 are like fucking like all time bad to me. But I think that like 6 and 7 Saw 3D.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think like 6 like started to kind of turn it around, like okay, and then Saw 3D was really fun.
Yeah.
And then Jigsaw was also very fun, but it was very turn your brain off fun.
Right. Yeah, we reviewed that on the show when it came out. But yeah, so Chris Rock came up with the story and is executive producer and stars in the film. Basically from what
he's all over this fucking thing.
Yeah, basically from what I heard, I mean, he's a huge fan of the franchise, and he kind of pitched it like a buddy cop kind of movie that takes like a deep dark turn. And we see him like handcuffed in the trailer, so he's obviously stuck in one of Jigsaw's plan. Well, I don't even know if it's technically Jigsaw anymore or whatever, but
yeah, I have no idea what's going on. There's not that many clues to Jigsaw. Do you know if Chris Rock really wanted to keep anything a secret, or is that guy dead in real life?
Who?
The guy that plays Jigsaw.
Oh, the actor? No, he's still alive. The character's supposed to be dead.
Yeah, well, yeah, the character has been supposed to have been dead.
Well, no, because he was in Jigsaw.
Yeah, but it was all flashback.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he was, like, the actor is alive, is what I'm saying, because he was in Jigsaw.
Yeah, but I didn't know if that was, like, his swan song. Like, for some reason, I felt like Jigsaw was released after his death.
I don't think so. I think he's still alive. I mean, I can look it up real fast, but no, I don't even think he was that old, really. I mean, they made him look older. Yeah, what's this? This is like Tobin Bell, yeah. Yeah, he's still alive, Kat. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'd have to imagine that if he's in this movie, Chris Rock probably would not publicly announce his involvement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because we don't know if this is another prequel, or we don't know if he's still alive or whatever, and this whole thing's been like a swerve or whatever, but I'm pretty sure you actually see him die. But I don't know, I mean, they can retcon it or whatever. I mean,
I'm pretty sure you see him die in
like part 4 or 3.
Like 3 or 4. Yeah, like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Then he just continues to come back through flashbacks. And then in Jigsaw, it's made to...
It's a replica of the original Saw, but it was done way later.
Yeah, it's made to appear to make it seem as though he's still alive, but he really just set it all up before he died.
Well, because
the movie's told in, like, out of order to make it really seem like he's still alive.
Yeah. Well, because it shows... Because basically the new Jigsaw in Jigsaw recreated the original thing, which he survived or whatever, because he was one of the guys in it.
Yeah.
So, But yeah, I mean, it looks fun. I mean, I'll probably see it just because I've seen all the rest of them, but it's not something I'm particularly excited for, I guess. Like, I'm not just like, give me Spiral or anything, but, you know.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking, like, I don't know, I'm not that excited about it after watching the trailer. The only thing exciting about it to me right now is that Samuel L. Jackson is in it.
Yeah.
Thank God. And I think even in the trailer, they couldn't even get through the trailer without him saying fuck.
Yeah.
But based on the trailer alone, the trailer doesn't play like a horror movie trailer. It plays as like a fucking like crime thriller.
Yeah, it's like a suspense sort of thriller.
Yeah.
Well, the beginning it starts comedy, like they're driving around, like goofing around, and then it takes the definitely like the neo-noir fucking suspense route after that. So, but yeah, I mean, there's not too much to say about it. This one was actually supposed to release in May. So really, they could have done this one in drive-ins and stuff, but so now it's May 2021, and it did say that this was the first film in the Saw franchise not to be released on Halloween. I guess they were all released on Halloween. I don't recall that.
Not on Halloween,
but like in the Halloween
in October.
Season. Yeah.
All in Cocktober.
Yeah. Yeah, which one do you want to move on to next, Kat? I'll let you pick. I picked the order of the first two.
I mean, let's talk about The Exorcist.
Yeah, I was gonna say The Exorcist was the one that you were really excited about in your text earlier. You were hyping it up, man.
Oh yeah, I believe my direct quote is, "Why are they even remaking this?" LOL, or I don't know what. I don't know why you'd even remake it. LOL is my direct quote.
Yeah. So there's very little information about this one that's out right now. I think both of the posters that we were looking at are fan made. But I don't know, they could be legit. One of them's on IMDb. In fact, at the time that we're recording this, I think that it was only announced 6 days ago. So there's it hasn't even shot yet or anything.
The one poster art that I first sent you is definitely fan.
Yeah, because it's literally just Linda Blair in the background.
Yeah.
I
zoomed in on it as much as I could to find if there was any discernible difference, and no, it's literally Linda Blair.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a follow-up to, because they did an Exorcist TV show a couple years ago. It ran for like 2 seasons. I don't know if this is like a follow-up to that, or because originally the production company that's like in charge of this thing, they said a couple years ago, we're never remaking The Exorcist. So I don't know if this is like they're going the Halloween route where it's really a sequel, but it's just called The Exorcist, like Halloween was called Halloween. But I don't know.
It's all I gotta say about this, and I mean, if your poster that you sent me is official, I mean, man, if that's fan made, it's really well done.
Yeah, I mean, people have some spare time. I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, they haven't shot it yet. Like, there's no cast information, so like, I don't know if they've even casted anyone in it. But I mean, I could be wrong.
Well, oh god. All right, sorry about that.
Burning the midnight oil on a crisp Cocktober evening.
Yeah. I mean, I already said it. We're really only just talking about it because it is a remake or whatever. Remake, sequel, something that's coming out next year. I don't know why you'd remake this movie. Like, if you go back and watch the original, I find that it holds up just fine.
Yeah, it holds up rather well. I mean, I think we've talked about it on the show before. Just like, I think you brought it up. It's like The Godfather. It's like, why fucking remake it? Like, who even, like, there's no reason to.
At least with The Exorcist, there's some practical effects that I guess some people could say are a little dated.
Yeah.
And in The Godfather, there's none of that.
Yeah.
Like everything looks very real because there's not that they don't need to do anything outrageous like fucking have Al Pacino basically become like zombified
demon,
and spin his head in a full 360 and fucking reverse crab walk down the stairs. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I mean the effects on that one are still great. I mean, I guess like today's audience is like who knows, they might think it looks stupid.
I got into a huge argument with Maisie a couple months ago about the way old movies look, and so I mean at least to maybe some of her generation, like old practical effects don't hold up anymore. I don't see it. I would like I'll take fucking practical Linda Blair crab walking down the steps and 360 head spinning and all that shit over the bullshit CGI Linda Blair they're gonna give us doing it, and not Blair, but you know, fucking Exorcist girl.
Yeah.
The bullshit CGI version that we're gonna probably get in this new movie.
Yeah,
because I've already seen what it's gonna fucking look like in every other fucking ghost movie that's pretty much ripped off Exorcist and Poltergeist that's come out in like the fucking last 10-15 years.
Yeah, every other Exorcism movie, and then they did remake Poltergeist. I didn't see it, but I heard it wasn't that great.
Well, why the fuck would you even remake that movie?
I don't know. I mean, that one wasn't even that old at the time. I mean, I guess they remake everything from the 80s now, but I mean, that one didn't seem too old.
I mean, effects wise?
No.
I don't think
so.
Think it's dated. It's fucking iconic. Fucking, what does he say? They're here or whatever? Or...
Yeah. Something like that. Oh yeah, and
definitely I see dead people, right? Like,
well, that's in The Sixth Sense, but okay.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. It's just there. It's the turn of the head.
My credibility.
Yeah, it's just the turn of the head by the TV, and it's like they're here. That's the Poltergeist one. And I was gonna say, yeah, they remake everything from the '80s, and I was about to say when they start remaking shit from the '90s, you know, we're fucking old. But I guess they're remaking Candyman, so whatever. Which is the 90s, so...
You know what's something that they haven't touched yet? At least that I know of. It could be announced, and I just haven't seen it yet. And I'm glad that they haven't. Is The Fly.
They haven't touched it yet. I mean...
And I mean, they're going to do it eventually.
Yeah.
And it's going to be just complete ass. That's a movie that I should show to Mazer Laser and be like, say something about these practical effects. You can't, because they're just absolutely out of this world in that movie.
Yeah. If they remade it, I feel like they would never do this, but they'd have to go, in my opinion, they'd have to go like a different route with it. Like maybe more similar to the 50s version. Because I mean,
where it's like the less you see, like
not even the less you see, but like in the Jeff Goldblum one, he like gradually becomes the Fly. In the other one, they switch right from the beginning. So like you would have to do something like completely different to even justify remaking it, because I mean the effects are so good. I mean, why even bother? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how we got onto this, but. You know what I mean? Like, don't remake The fucking Fly. There's no reason. It's already been remade, the Jeff Goldblum version, and I mean, and it's really just a tale of two movies, whichever one you prefer. But to me, that Jeff Goldblum fucking Fly from the '80s is like, fucking, it's like, untouchable.
Yeah,
it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Exorcist, man, like, God, it's just so iconic, and I don't know, I don't care, man, what you think about the effects in The Exorcist, which are still good, doesn't matter. It's just so iconic that it's like, how can you remake it? How? There's no way it's ever going to be looked at as anything other than greatly inferior to the original.
It's always going to be the Exorcist remake. Because like you said, with The Fly, a lot of people don't even know that there was a Fly from the 50s. Like, it's never going to reach the status of the original. You know what I mean?
But even the that's a good point that you bring up. Is that
Same with John Carpenter's The Thing. Like, you could just say The Thing, everyone knows your
a lot of people do know that there's one from the 50s though, and they still don't say The Thing remake or The Fly remake. They usually say The Fly, and then later on in the conversation end up specifying, oh yeah, the one with Jeff Goldblum, or
yeah,
or John Carpenter's The Thing. You know what I mean? Like, they're looked at as like their own movies, even though they actually are remakes. They're looked at and regarded on their own.
Yeah, but with The Exorcist, that would never happen.
They're not really compared to the original. Like, I mean, they are, but not like...
Not content-wise.
Yeah, not really in a bad way either.
Yeah.
Like, even with The Thing, like, they're like two different fucking movies almost. Like, it's like the same concept, but just like executed like
way differently, yeah.
Completely differently. So like in the in an Exorcist remake, they're going to be concentrating on recreating scenes and recreating shots and stuff, and like it's just not going to be as good. And it's going to be done with CGI, and it's going to look terrible.
Yeah. Yep, not looking forward to it at all. I mean, I'm sure we'll be talking about it when it does come out, and we'll have to go watch it, but I'm not looking forward to it at all.
I still haven't seen the Pet Sematary remake.
I mean, it's good. I mean, it's okay. It's not... I don't think it's as good as the original. John Lithgow's good in it. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's a fun time. Like, it's not anything to, like, rave about, but it was fun.
Maybe I'll pull it up one of these days.
Yeah.
You know what would have been really cool is if I had ended up, like, in Japan again around this time of year, and, like, Halloween Kills would have came out. Man, I could have went and saw that in a Japanese theater.
That would have been insane.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
Did you think about going to a theater while you were out there just to watch something?
I was at the Hotel Gracery with the Godzilla head in Shinjuku. Is a theater. It's like...
Yeah, but you didn't see anything, is what I'm saying.
I didn't see anything, but I thought about it. I was like, oh, maybe I should go see something, but there was nothing good playing at the time.
Yeah.
The only thing that I could have went and saw would have been Joker again, which I saw before I left, because we reviewed it for the show, right?
We did not review it for the show. No, I had to have a guest. I reviewed it on the show, but I had to have a guest host, because you abandoned me to go to the homeland, so...
So did I see Joker before or after I went to Japan?
I don't know. You might have still seen it before, but we didn't talk about it on the show.
That's weird, man. Yeah. I had to have seen it before because it was playing in the theater when I went. And I was like, man, I kind of want to see a movie.
But I don't want to see it again, so you must have seen it already.
But I didn't want to watch Joker again because it's really a moody and depressing movie. It's not really one for watching a bunch of times, at least to me.
Yeah. So yeah, another one that I'm not looking forward to is this remake of Hellraiser, which may or may not be even happening. Have you heard anything about this one?
Is this an official poster?
I don't think so. I don't think that's an official poster. When I was looking this stuff up, I've heard that it's not even officially confirmed. It was announced that there is a TV series in the work with David Gordon Green from Halloween and all that. But as far as the film, there was supposed to be one directed by one of the guys that did a segment in VHS. But allegedly, Clive Barker is supposed to get the rights back to the film in 2021 as well. He's supposed to be getting the rights to the franchise back. So he might just scrap this whole thing and make his own sequel or remake and try to get things on track. Because I heard that he's been trying to get on board for years, but they're like, nah. So, I don't know.
Well... This damn, I haven't watched a Hellraiser movie since Hellraiser 2. As far as I know, the franchise has gone far off the rails since then. And maybe one day, me and you, for the Patreon, for the patrons on Patreon, we should do like a series where we're watching through some of the Hellraiser sequels. That would be good.
Yeah, because I've only ever seen the first two as well. I actually prefer Hellraiser 2 to the first one, but I've never seen any of the others.
A lot of people have said that. Man, it's tough for me. I like both of them a lot, but I think I prefer Hellraiser 1.
Yeah. I mean, I respect it. I mean, they're both... I mean, to me, it's not like one's marginally better than the other one, but I just prefer, like, the adventure aspect of Hellraiser 2, how they're all in, like, the Cenobites realm the whole time and all that.
They're in hell.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, this Hellraiser thing, there's not too much really to say about it. We don't even know if it's really happening. But yeah, I mean, if they can get Clive Barker back and they can get... I mean, Doug Bradley's still been doing Pinhead this entire time, I think. So, I mean, he'll be in it, so... But...
No, they got a new actor to play him.
Did they really?
The last two.
Oh,
yeah.
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and fucking Hellraiser. One came out while I was working at Walmart. Because I remember seeing the Blu-ray, and it wasn't Doug Bradley playing him.
That just shows how much I've kept up with the franchise. I didn't even realize he was recast.
Hellraiser Revelations doesn't have Doug Bradley in it.
Huh.
And I'm thinking Hellraiser Judgment doesn't either.
Well, if that one was after, I would assume it doesn't. So.
Let me see. I'm just trying to find the damn... like the series page for Wikipedia. Critical response. Goddamn. Oh boy, there's a thing for a remake on here. Let's see.
Oh, great.
That looks terrible. Announced in November 2006, 2010. Alright, so this is what we know about this movie. Due to the success of Halloween 2018, Miramax confirmed that it was considering beginning production on new installments. May 9th, 2019, so May 9th of last year, Gary Barber announced that the Spyglass Media Group will be developing a new remake of Hellraiser to be written and co-produced by David S. Goyer. April 2020, The Hollywood Reporter reported that David Bruckner will direct the remake, and Ben Collins and Luke Piotrowski will write the script. So, I mean, it seems like it's gonna happen. It's just still in pre-production.
Yeah, that David Bruckner guy is the one that did one of the VHS segments. But I can't remember which one. But
yeah, Hellraiser Judgment came out in 2018.
Oh, great.
So it's kind of weird that Miramax was like, oh, wow, the Halloween franchise did really good this year. We should make more Hellraiser movies. But they released Hellraiser Judgment that same year.
Yeah. Huh.
It has 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, so that's got to be really fucking good. And Pinhead is portrayed by, I just saw it, Paul T. Taylor.
Huh. Never heard of him, but that's alright. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about Hellraiser. Did you have anything before we move on?
No, really not that interested, but if we catch up on the series, maybe I'll be a little bit more.
Yeah, so subscribe to our Patreon, which at this point does not exist, but we'll be doing some live commentaries of these films someday. I don't know, I'm not excited for Scream 5 either. I don't know about you, but I don't know.
I don't know if excited is the right word, but I will be seeing it. They haven't released a bad Scream movie. I guess some people could say Scream 3. Honestly, I really don't even think that that's like that bad as far as horror movie sequels are concerned, Scream 3 is is not what you would probably deem bottom of the barrel. And quite frankly, I thought it was really entertaining when I watched it. So
Yeah.
Scream 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all good. So fuck, why not Scream 5?
Yeah, I don't know. I've only seen the first two, so I can't speak on the other ones, but I like the first two. David Arquette and Courtney Cox are back.
Well, duh.
They're not together. They're not together, but they're in the film.
Well, yeah. Well, you can't fucking. What about
Neve Campbell's coming back, I believe.
Okay, I was gonna say. So the whole gang's back.
Yeah, the whole gang's back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except Wes Craven, obviously. So this will be the first one that he is not directing, obviously.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
So, and that's also a bad sign too. That could
Yeah.
that could lead to the fucking steep decline in quality.
Yeah. I don't know, because I don't know if they've announced who's directing it yet. I mean, it could be someone good, but
I'd imagine, because I mean, they've got official material out for it.
Yeah. Yeah, they came out with the poster that looks like the freeway is his tongue, basically. So it's like a scary movie reference. Have you seen that poster?
I mean, is it the poster I sent you?
It might. Did you send me one?
No,
Yeah.
it's not. The poster I sent just has kind of Ghostface on it holding a knife. It says Scream 5 vertically.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, there's one that, it's like a street, and, his mouth is like the tunnel, so people say it looks like Scary Movie with the tongue. But it's whatever. But yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about it, really. I mean, we'll probably watch it and review it for the show, so I'll end up seeing it, so.
Well, you better catch up.
I gotta catch up, yeah. That should do a live stream of I don't know. But I don't know what I would say, so. We already talked quite a bit about Conjuring the Devil Made Me Do It. We watched a few fake trailers online by Sony with 460 subscribers or whatever.
Yeah.
We got duped. Jarrod got duped. I literally looked and I was like, is he watching this fake trailer right now? And I was like, yeah, he is. So,
Should have just stopped me.
well, by the time I started watching it, you were almost done, and then I was like, well, it is what it is. So this is the 8th film in the franchise, I think. I've seen half of them. You've said you haven't seen any of them.
Right.
So you've got some catching up to do. But I will say half of the ones I saw were trash. The only one that I actually really liked was Annabelle Creation and the first Conjuring. All the rest I didn't really care for that much.
I think that when Conjuring 2 came out, Miles was like, this is one of my favorite modern horror films ever.
He says that about a lot of stuff, though.
Yeah, I seen this jabroni poster for Conjuring 3. It looks like Annabelle over there in the corner.
Yeah, it's like a doll face. I don't know if that's Annabelle, but it's some sort of doll. When I was reading the synopsis of it or whatever, I don't think Annabelle's even in it. It takes place in 1981. It's like a real true crime case about this guy that killed his landlord and then blamed it on possession. So that's what it's about, I guess.
Okay. So, alright. That's interesting, I guess.
Yeah, well, because all of them are based off of true events or whatever, like the Warrens helped them ward off demons or whatever. Like, the real one was, I think the second one maybe was based off the Amity house, or maybe that was the first one. But, yeah, they're all based off of actual events, all of them, allegedly, so. But I did notice that the writing team and the directing team for the first one, well, for all of them basically, are not returning for this one, and the guy who directed La Llorona is. So James Wan's out, all the writing team is out, so I don't know.
I see. Not a good sign.
Yeah.
I haven't seen La Llorona, but
I heard it was garbage. Like, everyone I know that watched it said it was garbage. I didn't watch it either, but...
even Miles said it was garbage?
I haven't talked to Miles about it, but I've talked to Al about it, and a couple other people. They all said it's, like, complete trash, so...
Man, Al's opinion can go either way, though, for me.
He does have some... his opinions might be more controversial than Miles's sometimes, I feel.
I remember when he had me hyped on The Gift. And then I went and saw it, and I was like, what? He is really into Ari Aster.
He's into the art house stuff a lot.
And you know what? That's cool. I'll say this. I finally watched Hereditary and Midsommar.
And
I have to say, I enjoyed Hereditary. Midsommar, boring.
Yep.
The movie was boring as hell.
Pretentious as hell. Like, it thinks it's saying something deep, but it's literally one of the most cliched plots of all time, and essentially a remake of Wicker Man. But Hereditary, I think, was great.
Hereditary was really good. Mazer Laser got mad at me when I did not enjoy Midsommar that much.
Yeah.
But then she was very happy when Hereditary ended, and she looked over, and I was like, "Yeah,
it was good.
Got to give it to her. That was a good one. It was way better than Midsommar. I'll say that much right
now." Did you watch them in reverse order?
Yeah, I watched them in reverse order. Watched Midsommar first.
See, if you would have watched Midsommar after, like, you probably would have liked it even less. Like, after you were off that high of Hereditary, and then seeing.
I don't know if Hereditary gave me a high, but it was like.
Well, I'm just saying you would have had higher expectations for it, is what I'm saying.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I went in with no expectations, and... well, no, that's not true. I went in with some pretty decent expectations based on the hype. A lot of people have hyped this shit up, like, big time.
Yeah.
And, Midsommar did not live up to it. The only good thing about Midsommar is the gore when it happens, like the fucking
when he jumps off the
when he jumps off the thing and dies. You know, like that part was cool. You know, like some of the corpses at the end were pretty cool.
But for the most part, you're looking at flowers and it's boring and yeah. And for me, like I like artsy stuff, but I don't like the pretentious artsy stuff where it's just so, like, full of itself that it's not entertaining at all.
Right.
And that's how I felt.
I agree with you on that. And I'm glad that you, someone that went to school for this kind of thing, can see that. Because most of the time when I'm like, it seems kind of pretentious, like, I don't really know anything. So it's like...
yeah.
And
I don't mind if it's pretentious, if it's actually saying something unique and meaningful, but I don't think that it was.
I don't know, man, just like, it's a beautiful movie.
Oh, like, yeah, I mean, it looks nice. I mean, yeah.
It looks really good, and the fucking cinematography is just really good, and I like the colors and all that. That was cool. It was nice to look at, but Jesus Christ, give me some substance, man. Like, there just was not there. Like, I know we're reviewing this movie now, like, 2 years too late or whatever, but Jesus fuck, dude. Like, man, oh man, can you give me a character that's interesting? Like, just one?
And I thought the one dude, the guy that was in Bandersnatch, and the guy that, he was the one, like, comedic relief guy, he was, like, the most well, all the characters were, like, super unlikable, so I just, like, didn't give a shit about anything.
They were all terrible.
Like
every character. Even the main girl, I was just kind of like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Like, fucking... Get a hold of yourself.
Yeah. The one dude, worst boyfriend on the planet. The other guy who was like pissing on the sacred tree or whatever. I was just like, come on, stop. Like, no one is this stupid in real life. Like, I don't know. Like, for me, it was just too ridiculous. Like, the whole film. So.
Yeah. I really don't remember that many details about it anymore because I watched it a few months ago. But, like, I just remember not liking anybody in the movie, not really relating to anybody in the movie, and, like, just not really enjoying it.
Yeah. But yeah,
and I know it's a movie that's not really meant to be like enjoyed in the traditional sense.
Right, yeah, it's not. You're not supposed to watch it and be like, "Oh yeah, I feel great about myself." Like it's.
No, you're supposed to feel terrible after the movie ends, and I mean, to a degree that works, but like it worked, but like at the same time, it just wasn't like good in any way, and like a movie that's probably make you feel like shit was what was it? Mother?
Yeah. I was about to bring that up, yeah. It's similar to that.
It's similar, but I don't know. I thought Mother was better. I was more captivated by it.
I enjoyed Mother. I mean, we both gave Mother a positive review from what I recall when we watched it.
I think I said that I liked it, but I never want to watch it again.
Yeah, I think that was the consensus. Yeah.
I still stand by that. Like, I never want to watch that movie again. Like, it was hell. Like, it was terrible.
Some other ones that I have on my list, just to breeze through them real fast. Apparently, we're getting a new Paranormal Activity movie in 2021. Not too much is known about it. That's what, number 6 or 7 in the franchise. Not, you don't know, because like the Mark ones was a side story, but I think like total, like this is like the 6th or 7th one, right? Because
there's 1 through 3. Ghost Dimension.
No, there's 1 through 4, then marked ones, so that's like a 5th, and then Ghost Dimension. So yeah, this would be the 7th.
Okay.
Yeah, so. Not excited
I
at
love
all.
1 through 3, man. I've been on the podcast saying it before. I know you don't like them.
No, I love the first 3. What are you talking about?
I thought you didn't like the first 2, but you liked 3, like everyone else.
No. 3 is the best. Like 3 is like
3 is incredible. That movie's so good.
No, like 3 is like by far the best one. And actually, I think it gets worse from there. Like I think 3 is the best, then 2, and then the first one. But I like all 3 of them like a lot. But
I find 1 and 2 to be kind of like equal to me because like the first one came out and I was just so captivated by it.
Yeah, there's nothing that I don't think I'll ever have a theater experience like I did with Paranormal Activity because it was one of those. It was kind of like the Blair Witch Project scenario where like it was low budget indie. And the whole marketing campaign was like, you need to demand to see this. Like, you need to call your local theater and demand they get this movie. So, like, there was so much, like, hype around it. Like, I don't know, like, the way that the internet works and the world works today, we're ever going to have, like, another movie with that kind of push behind it. I mean, Cloverfield did that, too, with, like, the fake MySpace accounts and stuff. But, like, I don't know if that can ever be replicated again.
You know, Cloverfield was a movie that I was captivated by in theaters, too.
Yeah.
I was really into that, and it goes against everything that I fucking like, too, because of how CGI and trash it is, but I really like that. I really like Cloverfield. I still stand behind Cloverfield. And I still stand behind the original 3 Paranormal Activity movies. And, you know, that first Paranormal Activity movie, man, like, it made me uncomfortable. Like, you know, I was kind of looking over my shoulder a little bit when I went home that night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And I don't do that with horror movies usually. Like, I'm usually pretty, you know, desensitized to it all. But, like, they did a really good job to me of creating, like, a lot of tension in that movie that kind of carried over even after I left the theater.
Yeah, it's definitely one that's
the only thing I didn't like about that movie was the CGI shot at the end.
Oh, yeah. To be honest, when I saw that in theaters, I'm pretty sure I was covering my eyes. But I've seen it.
Really?
When that came out, I was like 14 or 15 at the time. I mean, I wasn't as hardcore as I am now. Like, I was fucking scared in that. Like, for real. Like,
and I mean, it is really intense at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With her walking into the room and everything, and
yeah,
you're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Yeah.
But then
I'm getting the chills just thinking about it. I'm in my fucking attic right now, scared out of my mind. I'm fucking getting goosebumps right now, just reliving it. So
I am kind of, getting a little uneasy my damn self. I'm in my house by myself right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a creepy movie, man, and I think that a lot of horror purists underrate it. Honestly.
Yeah.
I do, because I've talked to a lot of people, and Miles is one of them, that he does not give those first two movies their due. He loves the third one. Everyone loves the third one. It's just so good that it can't be denied.
Yeah.
At that, and I don't think that there's any bad CGI in the third one that I can recall.
No, I can't recall. No.
Like,
the CG that they do use is good. I mean, because I'm pretty sure the blanket thing is CG. Unless they did that like the one where it just falls when the rotating camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, I 3's incredible. Like I could sing its praises all day. But
I need to rewatch it, man, because I wonder if Maisie's seen all the Paranormal Activity movies. That would be a great triple feature to have.
Oh yeah.
She'd probably get fucking scared. I need to text her right when we're done with this and see. Because I need an excuse to watch those first three again.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Paranormal Activity. If they go back to their roots, there is an opportunity to perhaps make this good.
Yeah.
If it's very, low key, you know what I mean? Just the first three movies were able to get to a point where it was the smallest thing would scare you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now the second one did have that scene where the entire kitchen fucking exploded.
Yeah.
But man, it was really effective against casual people, and I think that's the sign of a good horror movie, because hardcore horror fans are always going to be a little bit jaded. You know what I mean? And I may get a little uneasy and shit like that. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I feel like I've seen it all pretty much, and it's not going to fucking make me scream in a movie theater. You know what I mean? But when I watch Paranormal Activity 2, you know that they got it when some of the most unscary parts, you have people fucking actually screaming in the movie theater, and that happened.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, when Katie, I think her name was Katie, or whatever, when she makes her grand return, and she walks into the house to get that damn baby.
Oh yeah.
And she sends the one dude or whatever flying into the fucking camera. So fucking corny fucking Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon bullshit there. You know what I mean? Not scary at all. But dude, the people in the theater were holy shit, whoa,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I was whoa, dude, they got him. You know what I mean?
I know we're getting way off track, but have I told you my Paranormal Act 3 experience when I went to see it?
No.
So me and the girl I was seeing at the time, we were the only ones in the theater.
Oh no.
And
that was really fucking scary, honestly.
And it was rough. And not only that, we were at our theater that we go to in Ashtabula, and when it was in one of the smaller, shittier ones, and you could hear the AC going the entire time, and it was brutal, man. I don't know, I don't even know how I lasted, honestly, because that one's the scariest one out of all of them.
That movie is legitimately terrifying, and to me, not even just horror purists or anything, that movie is underrated. And I hope that in like 30 years or something, we're talking about how scary that movie was. Because, like, dude, that, like, the final 20 minutes of that movie,
Yeah.
I don't think that I've ever felt so tense in a movie theater before.
It's on.
Like,
Go ahead.
like even Miles has said, like, the tension and like the last 20 minutes of that movie, like you can cut it with a knife. Like it's just so fucking good.
I was gonna say, like, the main hindrance of it is that it's Paranormal Activity 3. Like, in the timeline wise, it's the earliest one. Like, if that would have been the first movie, like, they would have gotten everyone, like, hook, line, and sinker, like, right. I mean, they did, but, like, if that would have
it was a fucking phenomenon when it first came out.
Yeah.
Like,
but that third one, though, if that's what they would have opened with, like, I mean, who knows where we'd be now. Like, it would have been a lot huger than it was, I feel.
maybe, perhaps so. And I mean, like, yeah, you're probably right. I mean, they did build up to that kind of reveal of like the coven and stuff like that, but like I feel like you definitely could have gotten that out in the first movie. Mm-hmm. And like it would have been just as like it would have been like even more insane, like you're not even expecting it, you know what I mean? Like that when they opened that door and that first witch is standing right there, I seriously fucking wanted to kill myself. I was like, holy shit, dude, like whoa.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man. Paranormal Activity 3. What did I give that movie? Like, I gotta give that movie props, man.
Yeah.
What's my letterbox score? That needs a rewatch for sure.
There's a lot of things we're gonna need to rewatch. I mean, that's maybe something we can do for future episodes. Like, we might have to rewatch those first 3 films or something and talk about them. But yeah, it's great. Just to bring them up real fast, we're not gonna spend much time on these.
I gave it 4 stars.
Rightfully so. But yeah, there's A Quiet Place 2 coming out. I don't really give a shit about it at all. And same with...
Yeah, I still haven't seen the first one.
And same with The Forever Purge. Like, I have no interest at all, so... But yeah, so those are a lot of the 2021 horror films that we're aware of. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more that come out in 2021 that haven't been announced yet. But yeah, so that's what we know so far.
Jesus, buddy, you gave Paranormal 4 3 stars? Holy fuck.
I mean, what did I give what did I give Paranormal Activity 3? I'm going to
3.5.
Fuck, bro. I need to reassess. That's definitely a 4 at least.
3.5 for 2. Yeah, you gotta bump it up because you gave 2 and 3 an equal rating. You gotta fucking...
Yeah.
Did I give marked ones 1.5? Okay, because the final sequence in marked ones is very entertaining.
I still haven't seen that one.
The rest of the movie is trash, but the final sequence is so entertaining.
Yeah.
We need to watch Paranormal Activity Tokyo Night.
Is that what is that?
That's like a Japanese fucking Paranormal Activity movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. But yeah.
Yeah, dude, we definitely need to watch Tokyo Night for sure.
Yeah.
And then Ghost Dimension, buddy, you didn't see it?
No, I haven't seen the last 2. I didn't see Mark 1s or Ghost Dimension.
I gave Ghost Dimension a higher score than marked ones.
That's surprising.
Very interesting, because I do not like either of those movies, but I'm pretty sure that maybe I have to rewatch to reaffirm that, but I'm pretty sure I do not like Ghost Dimension as much as marked ones.
Yeah.
I gave 4 straight up half a star.
See, I didn't think 4 was that awful, but I mean, I gave it 3 stars at the time, but I don't know. Whatever. Are you ready for our poll? You excited?
Let's get to it.
Did you forget we were doing a poll this week? I mean, how could you forget? I haven't revealed it to you yet, but I don't think you should have any problem coming up with some choices for this. So we've talked a lot about hair in past years.
Don't you have an intro for this, or are you just gonna start playing the sexy music?
Oh, we can hit the music. There we go. Now we're in the zone.
All right.
We're in the zone now. So as I said, we've talked about different styles of hair on the show. We've talked about beards. We've talked about mustaches. When Nicholas Vince came on the show, I think we talked about goatees with the bone comb. And I felt this topic was appropriate because we're talking about all these films that are being remade that had their heyday in the 80s. And something else that had its heyday back in the 80s, but is getting sort of a resurgence these days. Do you know where I'm going with this?
Not yet.
The mullet.
Okay.
Everyone's bringing the mullet back. So I felt the best way to bring in the 2020 Cocktober is to discuss some of the sexiest men to ever rock a mullet.
Well, I think an obvious choice right off the bat has got to be Joe Dirt.
That's a solid choice, man.
I mean, like, that would be, like, I feel like just based off of, like, pop culture knowledge alone, a lot of people would go with Joe Dirt because he's, like, synonymous with the mullet.
Yeah, it's super glued to his head, man. That's his actual...
David Spade.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Joe Dirt is a solid choice. Do you got anybody?
Oh, I have tons.
Well, let's hear one. Let's hear one. We'll bounce back and forth.
Okay, so this guy had a bit of a resurgence last year with his remix of Old Town Road. How you feel about Billy Ray?
Okay.
You talked about Miley Cyrus a little. Are you got an achy breaky heart or what, brother?
He has a strong mullet. I'm happy that I brought up his daughter earlier.
Yeah.
Now to talk about that. Very powerful mullet. Here's one that's probably on your list that I bring up, but for a brief period. Our boy, James Hetfield rocked a very strong mullet for a period of time.
Yeah, the Black Album.
He had a mullet, man.
Oh, yeah.
He was straight up shaved sides.
Yeah. It was insane, man. How a classic mullet. We'll enter the sitcom world for a little bit. How about your boy John Stamos? It's a solid pick. I don't think anyone's going to argue that is one of the sexiest men to ever rock a mullet.
Yeah, John Stamos, man. That's like... See, you've countered Joe Dirt with, like, the not ironic pick. Like, the one that's like, oh, damn, yeah. Actually very, very sexy. And the problem is that you always win. Like, if I decide to go ironic, you go with, like, actually sexy and you win. And if I decide to go actually sexy, you go ironic and you win. So you just know how to feel the audience each week, what they're into. So
yeah. Well, this week we can go with one that's ironic and one that's sexy. I'll let you have the choice. Honestly, I think in this one, the sexy one has the advantage, but I don't know. Because you gotta sort of.
You definitely have your finger on the pulse here. You're the one that can tell. I'm looking here, and Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe had a mullet, man.
Yeah, very sexy, very sexy. Did he rock that mullet in St. Elmo's Fire?
I think so. It was around that time.
That's it's kind of a mullet. Yeah, man.
I'll save. I just saw.
By the way, have I ever talked about this on the podcast? I'm sorry, but if you go back and watch St. Elmo's Fire, Rob Lowe wears one of the greatest pieces of merch I've ever seen in my entire life, and I would absolutely kill to have this in my wardrobe. The yellow bat tank top that he wears while delivering a sax solo is just like, holy fuck, I want it so bad. What a good fucking shirt.
Yeah.
Bob Lowe. God damn it.
Yeah. Definitely in the conventional sexy. But let's go for one that could be a little ironic. How about your boy? You're a conservative sympathizer these days. How about your boy, Hollywood Hulk?
Hogan with the,
I don't know, can you call it a mullet if there's nothing on top, though?
well, okay, fair. Yes. Yes, you can. Yeah.
Okay.
And he did have that one. Let's see here. Yeah, but I don't know if this could be considered a mullet when he actually wore the hair piece.
Oh, yeah.
Because the back of his hair was so short at that time.
Yeah.
But here's one that I will send to you quickly before I say it. In that
You'll send it to me? Alright, I'm patiently awaiting this text.
In that very same match, Hulk Hogan's opponent takes the hairpiece and gives himself a mullet.
Oh!
Yes. Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, there, yeah.
With the mullet.
Incredible.
Absolutely incredible. Look at that.
Oh, man.
That's good. That's good stuff right there.
Yeah, that's fantastic stuff. There's some more, you could mention. Larry Bird had a hell of a mullet. I don't know. There's Charlie Sheen. That'd be a good pick.
Yep.
But I'm intentionally not saying one that I think you should go with if you're going the serious route. Keith Sutherland had a good one in Lost Boys. That was a hell of a mullet.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. Whoa.
That's a good pick. I didn't think of that one, but yeah, that's a good pick.
Let's bring up a more ironic one before we go home.
All right.
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Hell yeah, brother. That's a good one.
And really, also his identical twin, Diamond Dallas Page.
That's true. Yeah. Hell of a mullet. Yeah, Paul McCartney's rocked a mullet at times, but Brad Pitt has had a mullet, but he's not really known for his mullet. I mentioned Charlie Sheen already. If you want to have first pick, you can have first pick. And if you need a recommendation, I can give it to you, because I think this is 100% who you should go with.
Well, let's take a moment to appreciate some other ones, because
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Let's just say right off the bat that in the world of 80s pro wrestling, there was just non-stop, like Lex Luger.
Oh yeah, the Lex Express. Yeah.
Yeah. And the Ultimate Warrior, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, you can classify that as a mullet. Yeah.
Yeah. At one point, dude, he did go full mullet with it, though.
Yeah.
During his championship reign. If you're having trouble recalling, I'll send you a pic real quick. This is just as mullet as it gets.
WWE.com actually has an article, the best mullets in WWE history.
Oh my god, is Ultimate Warrior on the list?
I just pulled it up. I'm looking at that Warrior mullet's fantastic. The picture you just sent me.
That's a beautiful mullet.
But yeah, I'll go back to this. So Brutus the Barber Beefcake, the Beverly Brothers, Eddie Guerrero, solid mullet, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Marty Jannetty. They gotta take this article down. Jimmy Hart, that's a good one. Kevin Sullivan, Brian Knobbs, Ric Flair. Forgot about Ric Flair. That's a good pick as well.
Yeah.
Tatanka.
Yeah.
Just a sexy boy, Shawn Michaels. Yep, that's a good one. That's the whole list that they have on their opinion what the best mullets are.
So no Ultimate Warrior.
No Ultimate Warrior. They don't get no Hogan on there. Well, they might have published that article when Hogan was still blacklisted or whatever. But yeah, no Warrior on there either. No.
All right, so I'm not very certain if this is. You said that there's a hint for like an actual serious, sexy mullet.
I have someone I think you should go with, but you go ahead and say whatever because it might be my pick if you go the ironic route.
I have a very actually sexy one that I think might be a strong contender to win.
Okay, you can throw
Billy from Stranger Things.
Okay, I mean that's a good one. That's not who I was thinking you would say. Let me pull that mullet up just so I can get a good look at it.
Listen, this is a sexy fucking mullet. Do you remember in the first episode of Stranger Things 3, Billy was like, he was about to have his way with fucking what's-his-face's mom.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there was no doubt about it. Like, it was about to go down with Finn Wolfhard's mom.
Yeah, that's a good mullet, man. I don't know, that'd be a good pick. Well, how about this? He's got
major Rob Lowe vibes, and I feel like if I go with his mullet over Rob Lowe's, a lot of the contemporary audience will.
That's true. The contemporary audience would maybe relate more to that. We'd probably have to put in the poll Billy from Stranger Things instead of the actor's name.
Yeah.
So they know. But I was thinking a solid pick for you would be Patrick Swayze.
Oof.
I was intentionally not bringing him up because I was going to save it till towards the end.
Yeah, man.
But
wow, Patrick Swayze. I don't think that Billy could take Patrick Swayze, man.
So you're going with your boy?
I might have to go with Mr. Roadhouse himself here.
Yeah. Are you ready for
Patrick Swayze rocked the mullet on so many occasions too. Like it's just like it's like an iconic look for him. I mean, like. By the way, can we before we get to our choices, we got to give a fucking honorable mention out to Brian Bosworth.
Okay, yeah, I will allow an honorable mention. Yeah, it wouldn't be one of my picks, but
no, definitely. I mean, in the movie Stone Cold, one of the stronger aspects of the movie is the mullet of Brian Bosworth.
Yeah, incredible film, by the way. We watched that together. It's great. But yeah, are you ready? I'll give my pick.
And also Jean-Claude Van Damme in Hard Target.
Oh yeah, he had a mullet for a while there.
Is it a mullet in that movie, or is it just long hair?
I don't know, but he's definitely rocked a mullet for multiple occasions. I don't know what films, but I know he's had a mullet.
It's definitely a mullet because the top is just so short. It's in Hard Target.
Yeah.
It's funny now, every time I type in an actor's name, mullet is the first word that comes up after. That's like my first option.
That's great. Okay, so I guess I'll give my pick. And I'll let you decide which one you want to go with.
Man, Van Damme is a good option, by the way. He's a great option, but alright.
So I'm going slightly ironic with this one. He's not really known for the mullet, but he did sport it for a long time. It's not as ironic as a Joe Dirt or a Dog the Bounty Hunter. I'm not going to that level. But I'm going with someone you may not expect. And I think that people think he's a sexy guy because during the run of his television show, he's been with more girls than I can even count. Jerry Seinfeld.
Wow.
Impeccable mullet.
Let's take a look at this thing. Wow, it actually didn't come up first. You weren't lying about.
He's not known for the mullet, but he had a mullet in basically every episode of that show, except for the one where he gets that shitty haircut. But
the bad haircut.
Yeah.
And by the way, the bad haircut is actually on here. Rob Lowe's mullet also making a cameo appearance on my Google search for Jerry Seinfeld's mullet.
Yeah.
All right, so Jerry Seinfeld, the pick.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with Patrick Swayze on this one. I'm pretty confident that Patrick is going to win this one out. I think that Jerry Seinfeld has not done himself that many favors with the female community as in recent years that tend to lean a little left. Jerry Seinfeld has made some incendiary comments that have, triggered the libtards.
Yeah. But I don't know. Think about this. Think about how many girls George was with on Seinfeld, but Jerry was with even more than that.
Oh, yeah.
George was with a new girl all the fucking time.
Yeah, and Jerry's in with a new girl every episode though.
Yeah. So he's a ladies' man for sure.
Yeah.
So Jerry Seinfeld versus Patrick Swayze. You'll have to hit us up on Twitter, cast your votes, because we need to know for science. We need to know who is actually the sexiest man who has ever sported a mullet.
By the way, I'm seeing fucking Shia LaBeouf with a mullet.
Huh. I don't know if that was ever in a film. That might be just a Shia LaBeouf thing. You know how he is.
Oh, yeah, I know. Shia is a good friend of the podcast.
Yeah.
And we're going to have him on here pretty soon.
Yeah, pretty soon here, yeah.
Yeah, but in the meantime, definitely he showed up at the Tribeca Film Festival with a mullet.
Yeah. So yeah,
it was rat-tailed out, but it was a mullet.
Hey, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, in the meantime, before we have Shia LaBeouf on the show, just want to remind all you guys to like this video or subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts if you have an Android. I guess. Do you want to know what's funny?
What?
The last time we had people over, Miles brought his Bluetooth speaker over, and someone that was there said, I didn't even know Androids could do Bluetooth.
Wow.
And they were dead serious.
That's good, though.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah, like the show, subscribe, check out Jarrod's channel, still on the quest for 69 subscribers. When he gets 69, that's when we'll live stream something, so.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge 69 subscriber special, and then onward to 420.
Yeah. So, that's about it for this week. We've been going for about 2 hours now, so this is Buddy the Bruiser signing off, and we will see you next week with another episode, and I'll see you back on...
Another scintillating episode.
Yeah. See you back on YouTube tomorrow, where I'll have another video coming out, and another episode of the show will be out next week, so...
Oh, yeah. He's exhausted.
I'm exhausted, bro.
Alright, and this is Dynamite Jarrod, and I will catch you down the road.
Alright.